So I'm standing here with Ole Thastrup, CEO of 2cureX. Ole, here at LSX, what are you doing here?
I'm here to primarily talk to investors, also partners, to present our pre-launch activities that we started this year to prepare for the full launch of our prime product IndiTreat next year.
Many people seem to think that 2cureX is a drug discovery company, but that's not true, is it?
That's not true, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That is a misunderstanding that we very often hear, and primarily when people say, okay, you are doing clinical trials, you will need to finalize those to be able to commercialize them. We have to say no. When we received the CE marking, IVD CE, now a year ago, that allowed us to commercialize it. The clinical studies that we are running will just increase the clinical evidence. So you will see that 2cureX will continue to do clinical studies. We're actually getting a lot of askings now, and we have to say no to several of them. Then that could be from a clinic that have a very specific patient population, maybe patient population with some specific mutations that they would like to see how would a functional assay assist them. And we go into different cancer entities. So our investors and also the clinics need to understand that 2cureX is using existing drugs to optimize and individualize treatment. We are not making new drugs.
Could you tell us about your method, IndiTreat? What is it doing?
Basically, we take a small sample, a small biopsy from the tumor. That may be from the primary tumor, or if it has spread, in most cases to the liver, we take a small biopsy from the metastases. And then we more or less copy them. So we make a lot of microtumors that have exactly the same properties. And then we test individual drugs, combinations of these to see whether that specific treatment can kill the tumor in that specific patient, or equally important, if those treatments will not work. And that's maybe an issue that haven't been discussed that much. Obviously we want to find a treatment that works, but it is devastating to set a patient on a treatment that we beforehand know will not work. So the patient will only experience side effects and will actually get and the disease will worsen because of us dragging time with a useless treatment. On top of that, obviously, it's costly. We are in the midst of the pre-launch.
Yep.
The pre-launch is we are talking to a lot of hospitals, clinics, private partners throughout Europe. And we will set up pre-launch site, and we get an understanding of what's the view, the logistics need to be worked out, the whole pricing structure, all that will be fixed during this period.
It should be quite easy for you to find patients. I mean, if you have cancer and you know that, yeah, I can find precisely the right medicine for my type of cancer, that will work, for me. How do the patients, do they come to you?
So actually they do.
They do, yeah.
So we have patients calling, and what we do is that we direct them to one of the centers that we are in collaboration with. It's very important for us that the test is not going to be sort of just done and then we deliver them results and say, then you figure out. I mean, we need to take care of the patient, make sure they get in to one of the prime cancer hospitals that can take it all the way. But now you touch upon that, we actually also during this phase have meetings with a number of patient organizations. And they say exactly what you say. And they say, whoa, first, why haven't this been done before? And I want that to be taken on me, because most of these patient organizations are run by patients themselves. So they are, first of all, they know a lot about treatment modalities, hospitals. Some hospitals they like, some they hate, and so those discussions have been extremely useful for us.
It's sure going to be interesting to follow 2cureX here from now on. Yeah. Thank you, Ole.
You're welcome.